Tigers did. One of the things, candidly, that I was most excited about when I learned Bo Pelini was coming back to LSU was the joy that we would all be able to embrace because one faux Pelini would be directing his Twitter commentary toward the LSU football program. If you're not familiar, Faux Pelini is a parody Twitter account of Bo Pelini. It's got 670,000 followers, and Faux Pelini joins us on AFR. Hey, Faux, thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
What do I call you?
You can call me Faux.
Okay.
Call me Faux for now. Then once we get to know each other a little better, then maybe we can, see what nicknames we can call each other from there.
Nicknames, huh?
Are
real
like
names
that.
nicknames in this case? Like, is that a reverse thing where the real name is the nickname?
Now you're getting pretty deep. We can work on that.
Okay.
That'll be the next stage of our relationship.
How many people know your identity?
Real life, probably 40 or so.
Okay.
If I had to sit and pencil it out, it's not a tiny number. It's grown over the years, I would say, probably, but maybe 40, 50.
Have
something
you?
like that.
What's the closest you've ever come to somebody spoiling it?
I actually had a weird situation happen at work where someone came up to me and said that they had run into a friend of mine who knew the thing, like knew that I was Faux Pelini, and the friend, for whatever reason, wasn't thinking and let it drop, and all of a sudden it was a person I work with who popped in and said, "Hey, I heard you're this guy with these followers and this Nebraska coach thing, or what are you doing? What's the thing?" And I had to quickly deny it. I basically lied to my coworkers and told them I didn't know what they were talking about.
Did they buy
That's
it?
as close as it came. They did buy it. They actually didn't care, but believe it or not, there's some weird people who don't care about college football that much or Twitter that much.
Crazy.
So it didn't become a thing. But that was close. Too close for comfort.
I'm glad I don't know any of those people. I mean, the people that don't like Twitter or college football, they're just not people that are in any way involved in my life. So
I don't hang out with those people either.
they're the worst. You did switch for a moment, Faux to FEAUX, and now it's gone. What the hell, man? Change it back.
I just switched it back yesterday. Maybe we'll go back and forth depending on what game is going on each week. I was getting messages where people were very confused, like you misspelled a thing, and I got tired of explaining it. Like what you guys deal with on a daily basis, a lot of America does not deal with
That's
the
right.
French spelling. So I figured I'd go back to the simpler one, lose the E, and we'll see about getting that thing back someday.
But you're ours now, so who cares what they think?
That's right. Well, I guess we'll see we'll see where that goes. I got to learn a lot about LSU football pretty quickly to feel like I'm worthy of, being up to speed to serve the LSU faithful down there. So I got some work to do.
Nah, you're in. Don't worry about it. All right, Faux Pelini's with us on Twitter at Faux Pelini. Also a contributor to The Athletic. He does Ask Faux Pelini. We'll get to that in a second. For those who have no awareness at all, just give me the elevator sort of backstory as to how this all happened.
Elevator speech would be back in 2010. I just got on Twitter. This is when Bo Pelini was at his beginning his heights at Nebraska, and got on Twitter and realized nobody really has a parody account for Bo Pelini. So I literally just with nothing else to do got on. I think I registered Coach Bo Pelini, so it was like not like you're supposed to do it. I didn't have parody in the name or anything, so I did that and just started sending smart ass emails or tweets and everything about to the players, all this stuff. Not really probably very funny at the beginning because I was really not thinking about it very much, but started messing around with it, and then it just kind of took off. I think I had a few hundred followers after a month, and thought like, this is weird. People really care about this, and then just kind of grew from there. I started tweeting during games. People started caring about it. Bo Pelini eventually noticed it and tweeted a couple of times. He, the avatar is Bo Pelini. It's Bo Pelini holding a cat, and he carried probably the crowning moment was when he carried a cat out for the spring game of, when would that have been? Probably 6 years ago. I don't know. And that was probably the most surreal moment of Twitter for me, and maybe one of the most surreal moments of my life, hearing about that happening. So, yeah, it just kind of took off as a Nebraska, parody account of the man himself, and went from there.
Have you? And we have the picture up. We're on TV as well. We have the picture up of Bo holding the cat, which was amazing that he embraced the whole thing. What was that? So was that the tipping point, or what was the tipping point where you realized, okay, this was the viral moment?
That was probably the biggest one where like reality intersected with Twitter at that, that made it realize like, he knows about it and interacts with it. I think that just, the kind of the interactions on game days started to become a thing too, that there's a lot of people who would just kind of use that as their way to vent. And I would speak for the crazy Nebraska fans which I happen to be one of them, who just get irrationally angry and demanding on game days. And I would tweet for like the common fans like that, mostly angry, hateful tweets. But then I guess after he got fired, which was in whatever it was, 15, I don't know, something like that. It kind of grew after that. So that's when I realized, there may be something to this, that people wanted to stick around, and, just kind of stopped being as Nebraska focused at that point, and just kind of threw out my random thoughts now and then.
Have you legally changed your name to Faux Pelini?
In real life, see, if I did that, then you'd know what my real name is, and we can't let that happen. So,
I don't know that I would know
yet.
that, because if you change your name to Faux Pelini, your name would be Faux Pelini.
Well, maybe that's part of my plan here, is to create that. It's
so
all part of the plan.
We were having the conversation before you came on, like, because obviously someone at the Athletic has to know, because they pay you, so they can't write a check to Faux Pelini. You can't have or can you? Like, can you have a bank account? Can you have a bank account in the name of Faux Pelini? Because I think if that happened, you'd be in serious poop with the IRS, because that would be like laundering money, right?
That's a really interesting question. So to answer your question, there is a person or two, I guess, at the Athletic who are in that 40 or so in the world that know my real name. And like I tell people, it would be, it's not, if you knew the answer, it's not like I'm a Nebraska football coach or player or Tom Osborne or something like that, where it would be a crazy good story. It's not, it would not blow you away, put it that way. But, to answer your question, yeah, the guys at the Athletic probably know.
I kind of want to talk to you forever. I got more and more questions. Just a couple more though. Where did the cat picture come from?
That came from just a follower. And I don't even really know. I had somebody send me a message not too long ago who claims that he created it, and I don't know really what he wanted out of me, if he was trying to extort me for lots of money to buy it from him or something. But it was sent to me by a follower who said a friend did it or something like that, and so I don't even know. It's a mysterious. The origin is still a mystery, which is kind of how I like it. That
is really, because like, what if someday down the line some random man who doesn't like college football or Twitter realizes his photo has been photoshopped and is on Twitter? Like, what if he comes to you? It's like, hey, man.
Can I get sued? I get sued for millions of dollars.
Maybe. I guess you kind of could.
Like this. It's just making me uncomfortable.
Nah, you're good, Faux. Don't sweat it. Faux Pelini's our guest.
Okay.
So look, the Twitter mob will take that guy out. No worries, man. Like,
good.
Pitchforks and knives and torches and all that stuff, and we got him. We got it covered. Get
all right, good.
A reply you did not expect on Twitter.
A reply I didn't expect. Well, for sure, Bo Pelini himself is at the top of that heap. It was during the national championship game. This is probably the other moment. This is probably a better answer to your question before about viral moment. But I was watching the national championship game. I think it was a Notre Dame
Alabama
game when they got slaughtered by Alabama. Yep. And I think it was that game. But Bo Pelini tweeted, "I want my cat back," or something like that, something random, and it crashed my iPad. It totally blew up, and that's probably when I first realized that he was a person who knew who I was, which my first immediate feeling was worrying about my safety, especially since his brother Carl has access to all kinds of bad things in life. I feel like it makes things uncomfortable for me. But that was for sure the top. There's also been Ndamukong Suh has sent me some messages over the years, which, Faux Pelini is not shy in talking about his love and man love for Ndamukong Suh, and so that was fun. That was another good one.
Bo Pelini. Bo has 110,000 Twitter followers. Faux Pelini has 670,000 Twitter followers. The absurdity of that alone is why I love Twitter. Okay, last thing. So you are a Nebraska fan in a very real football sense. How do you think Bo will do back at LSU?
I think for real, I think he'll be fantastic. He's always been really good at coaching elite talent, and great talent. I think he can take great talent to elite levels. I think he's struggled at, kind of the mid-level, taking like pretty good to good. But his defensive mind it's where he should be. It's probably the best scenario and situation that I can imagine for him. I think he'll be great with the talent. He'll do things that, he did it at Nebraska. He had a couple of years where he had some real great talent, and Ndamukong Suh was at the top of that, and he just blew the doors off the conference from a defensive perspective. And then when he got mid-level talent, it was harder for him to piece it together. So I think it'll be good.
If you've not done so yet, get to The Athletic. You can read his stuff there. Dear Faux Pelini. If you subscribe to The Athletic, of course, you can follow him on Twitter at Faux Pelini. This was a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you for having some fun. Not that I'm surprised that you would, but for taking a few minutes today as well. And I guarantee you I will bother you again now that I know that I'm going to be in your group of 40 or 41 sooner or later. So we'll get there.
You know where to find me.
Thanks.
41, number 41. Congratulations.
#41. Let's get it trending. Thanks, Bo. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Take care, man.